Welcome to the Explainer. All right, today we're tackling a problem that I know a lot of you makers and engineers have run into. How do you build custom battery packs without all the frustration, the risk of failure, or even fire? Well, this might just be the answer. This is the DALAYAR SpotWeld Pro.
So, custom lithium battery projects are absolutely booming right now. We're seeing them in everything from e-bikes and drones to huge DIY power walls. But hey, if you've ever actually tried to build one yourself, you know that connecting those cells, that's where things get real tricky, right? One bad weld and poof, your whole pack is a write-off.
So how do you nail it every single time? Here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with the challenge itself, then introduce this really intelligent solution. We'll break down how it controls its power, check out its smart safety features, see who it's actually for, and then look at the complete experience.
Okay, so first things first, let's dig into the core problem. Why is welding batteries so darn difficult, and what are the real dangers that are hiding in plain sight?
You know, getting that tiny spot weld just right is absolutely crucial. If your connection's too weak, the pack's just going to fail when you put it under any real load. But if you use too much power, you can cook the battery cell itself, which is expensive, or worse, create a serious overheating and fire hazard. And all that inconsistency, it can easily fry the brain of the whole operation, the battery management system, or BMS.
So with all those risks, how in the world do you get professional level results without the constant guesswork and the danger? Well, it turns out a company in Thailand asked that exact same question.
And this is their answer. It's an intelligent spot welder. And it's been designed from the ground up to take all that guesswork out of building battery packs and replace it with pure precision and safety.
Their whole philosophy is right there in that slogan. They're not just aiming for a good enough connection, they are shooting for a perfect one, every single time. It's all about making this process repeatable and safe for everybody, from the pros all the way to dedicated hobbyists.
Okay, so how does it actually work? Let's get into the tech a little bit, because this is where the magic happens. How does this machine take all that raw power you need for a weld and just tame it, turning it into a precise, controllable tool?
Well, the secret sauce here is its dual pulse welding. Think of it like a 1-2 punch. The first pulse is this quick, low-power tack weld. It just holds the nickel strip perfectly in place so it doesn't move. Then, the second, more powerful pulse comes in to create that strong, permanent, and super clean bond, but without all the extra heat that causes damage. And when you glance at the specs, you really see what a workhorse this thing is. I mean, it can deliver a massive 1200 amps, all governed by a precision microcontroller brain. And the input voltage is incredibly flexible. You can run it on standard AC power, from the wall, or from a wide range of DC sources, so it's adaptable to pretty much any workshop.
And this number right here, this is what protects your investment. This is everything. The SpotWeld Pro holds the voltage accuracy within an incredibly tight window, plus or minus 0.3 volts. That kind of precision is what prevents the subtle, creeping kind of damage that can shorten a battery's life or lead to failure down the road. Right? So having all that power is one thing, but it's totally useless if you can't control it easily. So let's see how the SpotWeld Pro makes the entire process not just smart and safe, but actually surprisingly simple.
At its heart is what DALAYAR calls the Smart Alert System. And honestly, the best way to think of it is like having a vigilant co-pilot. If the machine gets too hot, if the input voltage is wrong, or heck, if you accidentally connect a cell with the wrong polarity, it doesn't just fail, it tells you exactly what's wrong, with an alarm and a message on the screen.
And that intelligence just simplifies the whole workflow into a guided process. The touchscreen literally walks you through each step, from setup to the final weld. It basically turns a really complex task into a simple, follow-the-prompts checklist. It even lets you log your results via USB for quality control, which is a really neat feature.
For an even quicker status check, there's this simple 4-color LED. It's like a traffic light for welding. Green means it's passed all its self-checks and it is ready to go.
When it flashes blue, that's the magic happening. The weld is in progress, delivering that precise pulse of energy in under 1/10 of a second.
Yellow indicates a program delay. It just gives you that brief moment to get your positioning absolutely perfect before the weld fires.
And if you see red, that's your co-pilot, the smart alert, kicking in. No need to panic, just check the screen and it'll tell you what needs fixing. It's a simple, at-a-glance safety net.
So with this level of control, safety, and precision, you might be thinking, okay, this has to be for some giant factory, right? Who's the ideal user here?
Well, not at all. I mean, yes, it is definitely built tough enough for professional repair centers and assembly lines, but its design makes it accessible to a much broader audience.
We're talking small businesses, tech schools, and especially those expert DIY makers who need pro-grade tools for their ambitious projects.
And finally, the experience doesn't just stop with the tool itself. DALAYAR has really thought about everything, from the moment you open the box to long-term support.
The package you get is really comprehensive. You get the machine, of course, a couple of spare welding heads, which is a really nice touch, industrial-grade power cords for both AC and DC, and, I love this part, a modern approach. No more lost paper manuals, you just scan a QR code for your digital manual and to register your 12-month warranty.
And ultimately, the SpotWeld Pro is more than just a product. It's really a step toward the company's bigger mission, which is to set a new standard for energy assembly that is fundamentally safe, systematic, and completely traceable.
And that leaves us with a bigger question, doesn't it? A tool like this, yeah, it solves a very specific problem today, but it also points to a much larger trend. As our world demands more custom, decentralized power, is this the future of how we build it? The key to our electrified future might not just be the batteries themselves, but the tools like this, the ones that put industrial-grade precision and safety into the hands of creators everywhere.